Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. My dear students, I hope that you are enjoying your online learning classes and things are moving ahead and you are developing your skills. We started our language lessons, and in the first lesson I told you that you have to develop your listening, speaking, reading and writing skills. So today is our last lecture about the topic Jinnah's vision of Pakistan. So let's start with a little recap of our last lesson, and we started with the language, and here we were having a sentence or a part of sentence, and we talked a little about it, and then we will go ahead with our today's lesson. So I gave you a little task as well. So here it was: I know there are people who do not agree with division of India. So we talked about that there are people, this is a clause, there are people. And then we had this one, who do not agree. This one I asked you that what is it? There was a question, and I hope that you had given good answers. The correct answer is adjective clause. Why it is adjective clause? We are going to have in our next two lessons about phrases and clauses. I hope that you are going to have a complete concept, but right now, because this part of sentence is modifying people, so when this one is modifying people and it is a noun, that's why we say it's an adjective clause. And last one I didn't ask you, but this one is with division of India, as it starts with and it is a preposition, that's why it's called prepositional phrase. Okay, so we talked about this one, that was Qaid-e-Azam saying that I know there are people who do not agree with division of India. I know you are expecting that tell us the end of the story, and we are going to have that one, but after completing a little lesson, and then when you are going to feel bored, we are going to come back with the story. I have written there 3 Abdullahs, and those who were going to the court and to the judge, what will happen. So today we will go for that one. Today we are once again here, Jinnah's vision of Pakistan, and it is on page number 23-24 in your textbook. So let's go ahead. We will read, we will go ahead with some vocabulary items and some other things. So let's come to the book on page number 23. This is the last paragraph. And here we have, I cannot emphasize it too much. I cannot emphasize it too much. I cannot emphasize it too much. So here we are having emphasize, to give it more importance. Emphasize. I cannot emphasize it too much. Okay, here there is another word, as we are talking about the language, and here we have the word to. I hope that you are going to give me the answer of this one, that what is this to in parts of speech? What is it? You are going to tell. Okay, then, I cannot emphasize it too much. We should begin to work in that spirit, that we should start working with feelings, with spirit, and in the course of time, all these angularities, this is a new word, angularities of the majority and minority communities. Now this angularities might be, you get confused at what is this angularity? It is basically angularity. Now what is this? The different dimensions, different aspects, different reflections of minority and majority. That what will happen? That if there is majority, what will happen? If there is minority, what will happen with those? So it is the thing Qaid-e-Azam was talking about angularities of minority and majorities. Majorities and minorities, there are different aspects, there are different feelings of people. What will happen if there are people in majority, then what will happen in minority, then what will happen. So it means that this thing, angularities, there are different angles, you can see it in a different way. Okay, then let's go ahead. Of majority and minority communities, the Hindu community. Hindu community. I know you are quite clear about community. Community means group of people. Group of people. Okay, they are having same feelings. Like if we are living out of country, we are called Pakistani community. We are having Indian community, and because this community is different, might be there are people from India, they are Muslim, they are non-Muslim, they are Hindus, Christians, different, but they are called their Indian community. We are there, we are from Pakistan, we are Punjabis, we are Pashtun, we are Balochis and some other Sindhis. We are having the same. They are not going to discriminate us. They will say, this is Pakistani community. I hope it is clear. Community. So here we are having the word, the Hindu community and the Muslim community. But when we narrow down, we go for that this is Muslim community, this is Hindu community, this is Christian community and different other communities. Mean they are having the same interest. Community, you should make it clear in your mind that the people, those who are having the same interest. Okay, so communities, Hindu communities and Muslim communities, because even as regards Muslim, you have Pathan, Punjabis, Shias, Sunnis and so on. That even in Muslims we are having all these. Okay, and with it, here we have a technical thing, and the Muslim community, after this one, there is a dash. A dash. Okay, there is a dash. Sometimes we have a hyphen. Now what is the purpose of this one? This is basically, a dash is used for a long pause. For a long pause, that you have a bit longer pause and you go ahead. Hyphen, on the other hand, we use for some words, like we can write classmate, class, and we have a hyphen and we say classmate. So this is a hyphen. Even at the end of the sentences, when we write, we use hyphen when we want to break. You know, when we want to break the sentences or a word like this, a sentence, when we are writing a sentence, but we cannot complete the word here, like we are having comfortable. Comfortable. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it like this. But this is something wrong. What's wrong with it? Actually, the wrong is normally we break after a consonant. So we are just going to have this one here. We will take this A from here and we are going to put here a hyphen. We will put here the A. So that is going to be correct one. So this is the hyphen. This is dash. Okay, this is in punctuation. We are having in punctuation this thing, and there are certain rules for using punctuation. Okay, let's go ahead. Then, because even as regards Muslims, if we talk about Muslims, you have Pathans, you have Pathans, Punjabis, Shias, Sunnis and so on. There are many others. We are having Hazaras, Kashmiris, we are having Baltis and many others. And then, and so on. From Gilgit-Baltistan, if I am not wrong, will vanish. Okay, and among the Hindus you have, these are with the Muslims, with the Hindus you have Brahmins, we have Vaishnavas, okay, Vaish normally we say Khatris and Bengalis and Madrasis and so on, and there are many others in Hindus. Okay, there are also having different other communities in it. Will vanish. So what will happen? Punjabis, Pathans, Balochis, and then there are Brahmins, Khatris and different, they will vanish. Will vanish. Will vanish mean that they will disappear. Vanish mean disappear. They will disappear. Disappear from there. There won't be anything. Okay, there won't be anything that will disappear from there. And then here we are, so on will vanish. Indeed, if you ask me, this has been the biggest hindrance. This has been biggest hindrance. Okay, there is another word, hindrance. Hindrance is something, here I write another word, hindrance. Here we are, hindrance. Hindrance is basically a stoppage. Stoppage or a block or a barrier. Okay, so this is hindrance. Okay, so Qaid-e-Azam is saying that this has been the biggest hindrance in the way of India to attain freedom and independence. To attain, to get, to attain. To attain mean attain. To get. So, to get what? Freedom. To get freedom, what was the biggest hindrance? What was the biggest barrier? That was basically that we were divided into small communities, into small groups. Okay, so that was the big issue in our India, in this whole subcontinent. But after this one, there is another thing, way of India to attain freedom and independence. After this one, there are these three dots, 1, 2, 3. These three dots are basically intentionally there. They are not misprint. They are basically ellipses. Ellipses that you can understand. You can understand further on that there are three dots, 1, 2, 3. Understand that what is, there is a continuity of thing. And after this one, there is another punctuation mark is used, else. It is in the bracket, square bracket, and there is else. So what is it? It is basically, it is not spoken actually by the speaker or the writer, and someone who wrote it again, they put it there. And they add something to make the sequence better, to make the structure better. I hope that you understand this one, that ellipses, that you can understand that there are so on, there are some other things, you can put it here and you can understand. And here, these square brackets, they are used when we are going to put something that was not originally used by the speaker or writer. Okay, let's go ahead. Especially a nation of 400 million souls in subjection, that the people of 400 million people, they were subjection. They were subjection. In the subjection, why? Subjection कहते हैं, we will say enslave, slavery, that they were made slave. Subjection. Nobody could have conquered you. Conquered you, that if someone conquered, mean they defeated. Defeated. No one could have defeated us. No one had conquered us, defeated us. Why? The reason is because we were divided into different communities. Okay, and then nobody could have, and even if it had happened, that okay, Britishers came and they captured subcontinent, then what will happen? Nobody could have continued, but nobody would have continued it. Continued 1857, 1857, and after this one 1947, a long time. So nobody could have continued its hold on you for any length of time, but for this. But for what? But for this, that we were divided into different communities. We were divided in different communities. So, but for this, therefore is a transitional device. Transitional device. You note it down, you can talk it in your query session. Therefore, we must learn a lesson from this. You are free. You are free. Now here I have written this one. You are free. You are free. You are free. You are free. Okay, you know that as in the beginning I told you that we are not only just learning language, we are also learning some other skills. The other skills here, oratory, how to speak, how to deliver a speech. Now Qaid-e-Azam is using this one. You are free. You are free. This is a repetition. And why we use repetition? For rhythm and for bringing to bring attention. So the people are going to be attentive. Why Qaid-e-Azam is repeating this word, you are free, to emphasize, yes, that we are free now, and you are free to go to your temples. You can go to your temples. You know the temples, Hindus go to the temples or Buddhists go to the temples. Okay, you are free to go to your mosques. Okay, Muslims can go to the mosques or to any other place of worship. To any other place of worship, whatsoever you want to pray, whatsoever is your religion, you can go for that. I have written here place of worship for Muslims, masjid or mosque. Christians go to the church, and Jews, I wanted to leave it, but then I say it's okay, and not asking too many questions. Synagogue. Synagogue is for the Jews, those who follow Judaism. Okay then. So, to any other place of worship in this state of Pakistan. You may belong to any religion, and the citizens of Pakistan can be Muslims, non-Muslims or any other community, to any religion or caste, any social group, you can belong to that one, or creed, or you have any belief. Creed means belief, that you have the belief. That has nothing to do with the business of the state. That has nothing to do with the business of the state. Business of state ke saath there is nothing to do with it. What is business of state? That is a question mark. You are just going to tell me that what is the business of state. This is very, very important. You must know what is the business of state, and I hope that you know that the number one priority is, the number one responsibility of government is to maintain law and order. Okay, so let's move to the next page. Here we are also having ellipses. Ellipsis is once again there. This one at the end of the page number 23. And what is it? That it is not 3 dots, there are 4th one. Why we put the 4th one? The 4th one is basically for showing that it is a period. Okay, when we are having the 4th one, 1, 2, 3, these are the ellipses, and the 4th one is to show that it is the period, and this period is basically full stop. The sentence is complete. Okay, let's go to page number 24. I hope that you have the book and you are going on with it. Okay, few more lines are there. Now, I think we should keep that in front of us as our ideal. What? The whole philosophy. That the business of state is different, and we should let people live according to their own religion, according to their own creed. We don't have to interfere. Now, I think we should keep that in front of us as our ideal. That is our perfect guiding light, that we are not going to interfere with others. And you will find that in the course of time, Hindus cease to be, stop. Hindus stop to be Hindus, and Muslims would cease to be Muslims, and Muslims are going to stop themselves to be the Muslim. Well, this is a critical. Qaid-e-Azam also explained it, and how? Not in the religious sense. Not in the religious sense that Muslims are not going to be Muslims or Hindus. No, that is their personal affair. But as a government, there isn't anything to do with all these things. So, not in religious sense, because that is the personal faith of each individual. That is the personal faith. Anyone who the citizen of Pakistan, he might belong to any religion. No, that is his personal issue. But in the political sense, as citizens of the state, that as a citizen of Pakistan, there isn't anything to do with it. We have certain rules and regulation according to our laws, but we don't have to emphasize on this one that why he is there, he is a non-Muslim, or why he is there because he is not a Muslim. No, that is not. Qaeda made it clear that it is for everyone. All the citizens of the state can have their own personal faith. No problem at all. Well, that is the end of the last paragraph of our text. Gentlemen, this one is also good, that when we are going to have this you might have listened a lot of people that they are using well. And what is the thing? I'll tell you a little joke, as we are just getting a little bored. So a lot of people, they use different. Some people say some people say Jonesa, some people say Jonesy. So these are the things that people are talking, and but we have to be very careful. Okay, we shouldn't. One of our ex-minister, he was there and he was using Jonesa, Jonesy, and in one speech he was using 50-60 times. So the people were saying that, how many Joneses did you get today? That they say, today we got 70. And what do you expect? Might be 100 next time, century of Jonesas and Joneses. So we have to be very careful. But what we are talking about, is a filler. Okay, people talk like this. Gentlemen, I do not wish to take up any more of your time. I don't want to take any more of your time, as I don't want to take your time because you are getting bored. When I get the feedback from the students in query session, you say, it's a very long lesson and we cannot, but we have to do this one. Okay, so that's why I put some jokes and stories in it. So I don't wish to take up any more of your time, and thank you again for the honor you have done to me, given me. You have given me the respect. You have bestowed me. You have offered me this respect. I shall always be guided by the principles. No, Qaid-e-Azam is giving the final touches. And he says that I shall always be guided by the principles of justice. Number one, and fair play. No favoritism, no nepotism. Fair play without any, as is put in the political language, without any, what we say, if and buts. Straightforward justice and fair play. Prejudice or ill will. There won't be any prejudice. Okay, this prejudice we will talk a little. Prejudice is a word. I hope that a lot of our students must have heard the novel Pride and Prejudice. But this prejudice is that you are having biasness. Biasness means that, he is my family member, I will help him. Prejudice. Or you just dislike someone because of that he doesn't belong to you. That is prejudice. Someone you are giving to give him favor, the other one you are not going to give the favor. Disliking someone, due to his caste, due to his creed, that is prejudice. We have to be aware of this one dangerous thing. But I talked about this one. Might be someone is thinking, wo kya keh diya? What did the teacher say? Pride and Prejudice, that is a novel. Pride and Prejudice. You can go for this one. It was also in your first year course. It was mentioned somewhere, and all these things are mentioned for some reason that you should go and read that one. So prejudice or ill will, dislike someone, dislike. In other words, partiality. Partiality is also that you are partial with someone. You are just going to take side of someone. As a judge, I hope that a lot of our students are going to be wonderful judges in the future, wonderful doctors and engineers and teachers and a lot more, but they shouldn't be showing any partiality, not showing any favoritism. No, partial to something is not good. Impartiality must be there. So partiality or favoritism, no partiality, no favoritism. My guiding principle that what is going to guide me will be justice, just, and complete impartiality. Impartiality, opposite, partiality, impartiality. Okay, so impartiality without any favoritism, and I am sure that with your support and cooperation, I can look forward to, I am waiting for that. Okay, look forward to Pakistan. I look forward to, I know that it will happen. I am anxiously waiting for that. I look forward to Pakistan becoming one of the greatest nation of the world. And Pakistan is going to be one of the greatest nation of the world. That is the end of our lesson. But you say that, well, what about the story? So let's come to end it within 2-3 minutes. Here we talked last time 3 Abdullahs, and also there was a camel man or a Bedouin, and 3 of them, they asked him different things. They were asking, I think that if you didn't listen this story, you have to go back to our part 3 and you have to listen, and then you have to come ahead, but we are not going to complete it. So they were saying these 3 things: blind, okay, blind, lamb, and the last thing was without tail. Without tail. Okay, now I hope that you remember the previous portion. So what happened, that they reached at the court of the judge in the evening. When they reached there, the judge asked, what's the matter? Why did you come? They told the story of about their legacy, that there is a problem of division of legacy, how they are going to dispute, as the father said that Abdullah will get one, and the third Abdullah won't get anything. He said, okay, well, he was just thinking. At that time, the Bedouin was impatiently said that, well, first solve my problem. They have stolen, eaten, or taken my camel away. He said, why? The Bedouin told the story. But when the judge asked to the first one, why did you say that the camel was blind in one eye? He said, well, actually I was passing by and I saw on the way that the bushes were eaten from one side and the other side of the bushes were not even nibbed a little. Nothing, safe, sound, and the one side was eaten. I thought and I got it that this camel must be blind in one eye. That's why I said, and I asked him, was your camel blind? He said, okay, what about you, the second one? Why did you say that, was it lamb? He said, well, actually I was just passing by, and when I saw on the desert sand that there was the signs of camel's soft pads, but one of the sign of his foot was deeper. It was deeper, and I got that it must be lamb. And that's why I asked him that, was your camel lamb? And that's why he was just blaming me. Okay, he said, okay, that's good. What about you, the third one? Why you were saying that it was without tail? He said, well, actually, you know that I observed that on the way the dung or animal waste was scattered. Normally it is not like that. The camel's dung is just going to be on one point. So I observed this one and I said, he said, okay. And he said that, well, you Bedouin, go to the desert and sort out your camel. And I am having already a headache that how to sort out their problem. We are going to solve their problem as well, that how did they do. But what lesson did we get from this story? The lesson we got, my dear students, is observation. Observation is very important. You must observe. And the question arises that what is the difference between a genius and an average person? The genius is going to note a lot of things. He is having very acute eye and observes each and every dot and spot. Whereas a stupid person or the below average person is not going to have the observational quality. So you must enhance, you must observe the things, and you must enhance your observational skills. It is going to help you a lot. Up till our next lesson, thank you very much for your kind listening. Best of luck, and see you inshallah in our next lesson. Allah Hafiz.